Hello friends, welcome to my channel Web Guru World. So today we will continue the first part. If you remember that we have completed the first part where we showcase you that how you can create an interaction for swapping the input field. Okay, so now we will move ahead further and talking about the second, we will create one keyboard in the bottom. With that keypad, with the help of keypad, you can type and you can type the amount here. Okay, and whatever the amount you will type in the top sections, like let's suppose we are typing the euro number, this will convert accordingly into the INR. I am taking INR as an example. Okay, so it will automatically convert the INR amount. Okay, so that the logic we will also apply. Also, what we will do is we will press we will give a functionality so that whatever the number you will press, we can just make a clear that I wanted to type a new entry, so you can make it clear. As well as you, if you are typing 2 number or 3 number, you by helping of backspace you can delete the you can change the 3 number digit to 2 number, 2 number digit to 1 number. Okay, and swap is also there. It was like we already created that, so it is also there. Okay, so let's move ahead. We will see what kind of functionality we can achieve here. Okay, let's move to the next part. So for that, if you remember, we have created one prac file. So now I'm creating one more page, and that page will be called prac2. Okay, now what I will do is I will make a copy of it and I will paste it here. Okay, I will paste it here. Now what I will do it, I need one keypad plus I need a number. With the help of the number we will create a keypad. But before that, what I will do, I will go this section. Okay, and I just wanted to detach this from the component because I wanted to change the text here. Okay, so also, like in case if I wanted to change something, or let me undo it. Let's see that we achieve it with the component. Okay, so now what I will do here is I will make it as a sorry to misguide here. I need to detach it. That why I will tell you that why we will do that. So first of all, we need to create a frame of it. Okay, and now what I will do it, I will make a dollar. Okay, and after that I will make it as a 0. Okay, similarly here what I will do it, I will change it as a frame, and after that I will press the rupee symbol. I will paste the rupee symbol here. Okay, but before that I am making a copy of this and I am aligning it with that. Okay, and we can give width property for this. Let's suppose I am giving a little bit wider width just because in case there is a text which has wider width, then in that case it will not look misaligned from the top and bottom. Okay, so that is why I'm just giving the width of this component. Okay, now what we will do is we will make this copy first email, and I will go under this, and under this email I will make a paste it here. Okay, similarly in the name I will make a copy and I will hide this and paste it here. Okay, so I'm now removing it. Okay, so we have created this this component. Now we will move ahead. So now what I will do it, I am just pasting the content of dollar, sorry, not dollar, with the rupee sign with the rupee icon. Okay, so now what we will do, whenever user type this dollar number, the rupee amount will be changed accordingly. Okay, that kind of interaction we will try to achieve. Okay, and apart from that, what I did is, guys, in between that I have increased the font size to 16 pixel, also increased the input size to 52 pixel. You can also do offline where I did that. Okay, so there is no major change here. Apart from that, what we will do, we will go here, and as you remember that we will created this input order variable. I wanted to rename it, and I will put it here just because I wanted to create one more collection which is called well, you can say swap currency. Okay, you can name it according to your requirement, but I am just doing that with one number boolean. We will number, not boolean, no, number string I am created, which is called dollar. Dollar means whatever the number user type in the dollar input, that will be stored here. Okay, and after that I am making a copy. I am making one more number boolean or number string, and that will store the rupees amount. Okay, after that I am copying. I have created one more copy which will store key pressed. Okay, so I will let you know that what it will store. Okay, so after that one for the key pressed and one for the input length. Okay, I will tell you that what was the usage of these two boolean after creating the keypad. Okay, by the time you can just create them, and one more number string I will tell you we will create after once we like when we are in the writing when we are in the stage of writing the condition. Okay, we will create that one last number string. Okay, but for the time being I am creating one boolean which will be called number. Okay, so that will be number, and I am just instead of number you can call it as a active. So I am making one boolean which is what we call active. Okay, so now what we will do, after creating this variable, we will link our input. Okay, so now this is the dollar, so what we will do is we will link it with the dollar. Okay, similarly this is rupees, so I am linking it with the rupees. Here also you need to do that with the hiding one. Okay, just because that will also change, so you have to do that also. So this one is a email where we are putting the dollar variable, and here we will put it is a name, and under the name we have the dollar sign or rupees sign. Okay, so we will link it with the rupees. Okay, so under the name, first is the email. Okay, first is the email which is storing the rupees, and second is the name which is storing dollar. Similarly, if I talk about email is storing dollar and name is storing I think the naming convention is little bit wrong here. First name and second one is a first email. First is email and first one is a name, so you need to be type as a name, and this one will be called email. Okay, so here is the name first, and so here first is the email, so email will be first. Okay, and under this what will happen, that under the name, okay, sorry, this, okay, no issue with that. You can keep it like you can understand the logic, but and put the numbers naming convention accordingly. Okay, there is no issue with that. For the time being, I am just keeping it as it is. You just need to understand the logic. There is no issue with that. Just because there is no use case, there is no linking with this first name and first email. I am just keeping that to the help to understand quite easily. Okay, so there is no issue with that, like whatever the naming convention we will use. Okay, so just follow the steps. Okay, keep try to understand what logic we are trying to implement here. Okay, now for what we will do for this, what we can do here is, like, as you can see, this is, so this is what we can do. We can call it as a dollar, and we can call it as a rupees. Okay, so now it is more clear actually. So here we have a rupee sign, so we will keep it as a rupees, and here we have a dollar, so we will keep the name as a dollar. Okay, first, so this one has a rupees, so we will type the rupees name first, and then so here the dollar is first, so dollar is coming into the first. And now what we will do is, we will, after this, okay, so now it is fine. I am doing the layer of this company. Okay, sorry guys, this is a little bit late. But never mind, I hope you the logic was quite clear for you. Now moving to the next thing, which will be aligning. I have already aligned it actually. So you can see that this is aligned for the dollar, and this is aligned with the rupees. I hope here the thing is quite okay. I need to link it also. This will be rupees, okay, and this will be dollar. So dollar is fine. I just linked the rupees sign here. Okay, so now coming back to the next thing, which will be called key, creating the keypad. Okay, so what I am doing here is, I am just I have typed one, and I will create the keypad. Let me create the this one first. Now what I will do, I will make it I need to give a one that will be 74 pixel. I am keeping it as a center align, middle align. Okay, so now that will be, it will be an auto layout component. So there will be 124 pixel that I wanted. The property of this component, and after that I am making one more copy, and that will be little bit in the disable stage. Okay, so what will happen after typing three times, so the keypad number will be changed into the disable stage, just because I don't want to type furthermore, because we have to limit that after the three numbers, so you can't change them. Although that there is no there should not be any limit, but the thing is, we are creating a tutorial, so we have to limit ourselves, otherwise it will take so much time to make a condition for those, है ना? Okay, so now I'm just making a component set. Here I will set, I will say number set. Okay, so this one I will call it as a true, and this one I will call as a fold stage. Okay, and I am making this as a stage. Now what I will do, I will make a copy of it and paste it here under the our design. I am making an auto layout, okay, putting it here. I have created, sorry, I have created three more components. I'm just making as a auto layout, making fold aligned, okay. So now what we will do it, I don't want it to, so now what we will do is, we have created this one, so I will make this an auto layout again. And what we will do, we will call it as a row 1, okay. After that we will create one more row that will be go to the bottom, okay, row 2, row 3, okay. And after that I will type here row 3, sorry, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, okay. Just moving these numbers are to the top so that will not hit our eyes, okay. And after that I will create one more row, and here what we will do that we will type a zero number, and here what we will do, so guys, here we will make an icon which will clean whatever the number we will type, that will be clean our typing, okay. So like let's suppose you have typed two numbers or three numbers, so after that I just wanted to make it clean. Clean means like you with hitting that button you will clean all the history you have. All the history means you whatever the you have typed, it will make a clear. On the other hand, here what we will do, we will make a backspace icon. What we that will do that it will delete the number by one, okay. Means you have typed three times, so it will delete one time and make it two count, and after you again you are pressing, that will make a two count, means one again deleted. And after that, once you again press the backspace, then will delete the third item, okay. And input length change will to the 0, okay. So that is the use case of this, okay. So now what I'm doing it, I am now what I'm doing, I need to bring those icons. Let me bring that here first, guys. I have bring those icons. So now what I will do it, I will go to the row number 4, okay, and I will hide those buttons here, here, and I will delete the hide icons, okay. And I will remove this, and what we will do it, keypad. So I am naming it as a keypad. I am making one auto layout beyond of this auto layout. Okay, so now what we will do that, I'm just making I just wanted to give a little bit space from the top, so that and here we require one CTA. Right now we will actually not use it. We will not use that CTA, but the thing is, it will be great that if you wanted to provide any kind of interaction, that will be helpful for you. Like so, I'm just keeping that thing in mind and placing it here. Okay. Now what we can do is we can make it as a pixel and then making cut of it, putting it here, and making this as auto layout, giving a fill container property. Okay, and after that this frame will be again comes as a auto layout. Okay, what we will do, we will give this as a, and now that will be come as a 4 pixel. I wanted to give, so that will be called as a button. So it's up to you. You want it, you can keep it. Otherwise, there is no requirement as such to that you have to be place this icon. Okay, so it's up to you. I'm just keeping it so that it will give a little bit more user related design. Okay, and we can make the space, I think 16 pixel. Okay, for the time being it doesn't require this grid, so I'm removing this. What if I will make this as a medium pixel? Okay, why this? Okay, so now we have the keypad, we have the variables, we have the keypad, we have the input field, and we have the string which will store our whatever the key number we will type in our keypad. Okay, so all the things we have. What we can do more is we will create one more input, one more number variable which will be called backspace, just because if we wanted to delete something that kind of, sorry, this will again a number, so I am naming it as a backspace. Okay, and this will also store the value 0 number. Okay, now the thing is we have linked this dollar value, we have linked the rupees value. Okay, but the thing is this key pressed, this input line, and this backspace will know that will know that we will link or not link, that we will see. Okay, now we will see, but for the time being I am not linking those, just because they doesn't require, because actually those what they will do, that they will store the value. Okay, so it doesn't require, so I am not require, I am not putting right now. We will see that we will required, if required we will link, otherwise we doesn't require it. Okay, and one thing that I wanted to put here is I wanted to mention that one USD dollar is, sorry, yeah, one USD dollar, which I'm just taking under one hypothetical number here, that this one USD dollar will be called as a 90 rupees of INR. Okay, so this is just a hypothetical number. Actually, so you can use the actual number. Okay, so we will use actual number. Okay, but for the timing for this tutorial, I'm just using the one hypothetical number. Okay, so the one USD dollar is equal to 90 rupees INR. 90 rupees, 90 INR, or you don't need to measure rupees, so that will be 190 INR. So I just wanted to check that the interaction we created in the first tutorial, is this that is working or not. So if you see that that is not working, I need to check that why it is not. So let me see. It is not working. For that we what we did is we have created boolean that is called input order, and we have it swapped, or that will be linked with our, okay, let me come back again to swap currency. Okay, so that should be linked with our, so here we doesn't have, so we need to link it. Okay, I think so it was removed, that is why maybe it was not working. So let me see. Yeah, as you can see now the items is working properly fine, but the only thing is our text is changing and font size is coming a little bit different. Okay, so now we will see that this has 16 pixel regular, this has 16 pixel regular, this item has 16 pixel medium, and this. So what we will do, we will make as a 16 pixel regular. Okay, this item should be 16 pixel. This item should be 16 pixel regular. This item should be 16 item regular. This item should be 16 pixel regular. Okay. Now what we will do, that one more error we saw, that there should be rupees icon is missing. So what we will do, let me refresh the again, that yep. So now the first variable, first condition is applying. Now the last but not the least, the tricky part will come, which will be the applying the condition. Okay, so first you need to understand what I am saying. Step by step follow those, apply those conditions, you will be get the result definitely. Okay, after that you are free to use advanced tricks. If you wanted to experiment on your conditions, you can do that. Okay, so now for, like I have mentioned here, that $1 is equal to 90 INR. That means whatever the number the user will be type in a dollar, so rupees will be changed with multiply of 90. What that means is, like if user press the number 1 into the US dollar, so rupees will be 1 multiplied by 90. Okay, if user press 2, so the rupees will be 90 or 2 multiplied by 90. Okay, so that will be the logic. For that I need to link this. Okay, so guys, you before that you need to link your numbers. Okay, so what you need to do, you just need to press this icon and link it with the active. Okay, so I just linked it here. You need to link it all the keypad numbers. Okay, so that it will target that how many times as you remember that I mentioned that user will type 3 times on this tutorial. Means like I am making the conditions that user can only type 3 times. Okay, after the 3 times this active will be disabled, and this number will be got change to the false. Okay, otherwise right now it will be true. True means this is right now in active stage, and active stage has a darker number stage. Okay, but before proceeding we need to understand that what are the things we required to create this kind of interaction. Okay, so I will tell you in detail that what kind of variable we will create to match the to match the interaction. Okay, so first thing first, like whenever we wanted to press this button, the number will be come up here. Okay, so the number will come here, like in the dollar value the number will come, but we have already created the dollar value. Okay, we have already the rupees value, like the whatever the number will put up, whatever the number we will press, it will come in a dollar and it will change in a rupees. Okay, and for that we have already the rupees, and we have the key press, as you already know, I have mentioned already, the whatever the number key pressed, we will store that value here, and input let by input let we will match the how many inputs we have entered till the time. Okay, backspace we will see that we will require it or we will or not, that will be we will see, but yeah, the before proceeding, we will target some of the key variables which we need to create now. Okay, so first thing is, like, whenever we press any digit, it will store here in a key press. Okay, but we need to store it also. But here you can, we are storing first, we are putting the number in a dollar, but the thing we have to store that as well. Okay, so in a key press we have created one variable like in a key press. So first we'll we can store our first value here, and after that what we will do, we will create more variables. So for that I am just creating type digit 2. Okay, so I am creating some variables. So let's suppose for the time I am also creating type digit in case we fail to match, we fail to grab this key press, yani ki means first digit of whatever the number we will press, and we will store in a key press. If in case the key press we are unable to fetch that, so for that I am just keeping this key type digit as an option. But on the other hand, type digit 2 we definitely required, just because we need, sorry, not type digit 2, it will be type digit 1, just because whenever we press 1 it will be stored here. After that type digit 2, the second time we will press, it will store here, and third time whatever we press, that will store in a third digit. Okay, so these are the booleans we require, variables we required to only store the values. Okay, after that, so let's target to the our main thing, and that is called writing some code. No, not in terms of handwritten code. Code means we need to write a code in terms of as a prototype. Okay, so we need to tell him that what will happen whenever user press 1 on this input field. Okay, and by pressing the whatever the number, the input field will change, and accordingly the result will also change. Result means the INR value. Okay, so now I'm just moving to that prototype section. Here I'm just click on this plus icon, and I am telling the whenever user on click, we will set a set variable, and after that we will store the one value. Okay, we will store the one value to the key press, means whenever user press this one number, that one number will be stored to the key press. Okay, key press we have as I showed you, that key press is a variable we have created to store the value. Okay, so this is the first thing. After that what we will do, that we will pass some conditions. Okay, so now what will happen, that by default all the things will, like, see biologically what happens, that what logic says that everything should start from the 0. Okay, so in the beginning everything start from the 0, after that the 1 come, after that 2 come, and after the 3, and like counting goes on. Okay, so we need to target the 0 first, so that we will tell the Figma that whatever the things we have in the 0 number, push it to the number, to the digit 1. Okay, digit 1 means we are pushing it to the pass it to the 1 number. Okay, so for that we need to tell the Figma that we right now we are in the 0 stage. Okay, we are standing in the 0 stage. So how we can do that? We need to tell him that we already created one variable that is called input length, and we have mentioned that it has 0 value. Okay, so we are telling that if in case input length has a 0 value, that already we have, so we are just telling him to start this interaction part. Okay, so we are telling that we are in the 0, we are already in the 0 stage. Okay, so we are telling that if input length is 0, then kindly set a variable where we are telling him that type digit will be key press. What we are telling him, that stored this key pressed value to the type digit 1 also. Okay, so we have one number in a key press, which we already store here. So now we also telling him that store this one value to the type digit 1 as well. Okay, so this is the first thing we are telling him. After that, we are pushing him that make our 0 like push ourselves to 0 to 1. So how can we do that? We will tell him that target the input length, and where in the input length just add 1, means make our input line 0 to 1. Okay, so that is how we are telling the Figma that push ourselves, like right now we are in the 0 stage, so push ourselves to the 1 level. Okay, so this is the second thing we did here. So now what we need is, like, we need to finalize that what will become in the top section. Okay, although we have said that here, like type digit 1 will be whatever the key pressed, we will be store him into the type digit 1. But the thing is, we need to tell Figma that what will become in the dollar input field. Okay, so for that, what we will do, that we will mention is that target the dollar input field, and here what we are telling him that type digit 1 will be the dollar value. Okay, so what is the type digit 1 here? So key pressed is the type digit 1. So we are storing the type digit 1. Whatever the number we have pressed, it will store to the key pressed. Okay, and type digit 1 will be comes from the key press. Okay, so we are telling him that in this second section we are pushing that whatever the number we have pressed in the as a key pressed, it will come as a type digit 1, and after that we are fetching this information to the dollar input field. Okay, and after that we are telling that whenever all these parameter passed, make this input length into the 1, means now this input length will be changed to 0 to 1. Okay, so all these things are pushing actually to 0 to 1. Okay, so this is the parameter for now for the 0, when we have input length as a 0. Similarly, similar approach we will apply, but the few tricks we will do for the input length 1. Okay, if input length is equal to 1, what we will do, we will say that set a variable where we will say that whatever the number user will press as a key press. Okay, so this is for a 1. Okay, so whenever by default it is 0, so once user presses, it will change as a number 1. Okay, and in the second time whatever the key press user will press, it will store into the type digit 2. Okay, so it will come as a type digit 2 whatever the number user will press. Okay, and after that we will make a change where we not a change, sorry, we will tell that dollar will be type digit 2. Okay, so it will be type digit 2 multiplied by 10 plus okay, multiply by 10 target dollar, and what will come in the dollar, we will say that target the type digit 1. Okay, and after that do multiply of 10, and after that do addition and target the key press. Okay, so what we are telling that target the type digit 1, which we have finalized here, and multiply by 10 so that we will make it as a 2 digit. Okay, and after that we will plus the key press. Okay, so this key press is a new item, means second time whenever whatever the user press, that will come as a key pressed. Okay, so this is for making a change to the making a change into the single to double digit. Okay, and after that what we will do is we will change the input length. Okay, so we will say input length will be input length plus 1. Okay, so now what will happen, this is the 0 to 1 stage, this is 1 to 2 stage. Okay, so we are pushing from 1 to 2. Okay, after that we are moving forward, and what we will do is we will say that if input length is equal to 2, okay, then set a variable where we will say the type press store the type key pressed value into the type digit 3. Okay, so whatever the third time user will press, that will value store into the type digit 3. Okay, And after that, what we will do is we will say the dollar will be target the type digit 1 multiply by 100. So what this multiply by 100 do, it will change into the third digit. Okay, just because whenever user press 3 times, it will show us as a three items, like once user press 1 and after the second time he press, it will comes to us as a 11, and if he for example he press 3 times, so the result will be comes to us as a 111. So for that we are doing this calculation. Okay, after that we will say plus target this type digit 1 and again multiply by 10. Okay, so it will make into the this calculation to the double digit. Okay, and after that again we will press key pressed. Okay, so formula will be the same, the only thing is we are adding according to the number of key press, like 3 times, so we will multiply by 100. Okay, and after that we will say that change this input length as a input length plus 1. Okay, just because we are increasing the input length also, otherwise what will happen, that it will remain the same into the 0 stage. Okay, so now let's see what are the changes we have achieved yet. Okay, so let's see how this is working or not. So we are pressing 1, just a minute. Okay, it is coming as a 333, so we need to see that what is the problem is coming here. Okay, okay, so I think the problem is coming just because we have it should be like this, input length 2 will become as a first, and after that this 1 will become as second, this 0 will become as a third, just because what will be happen that in terms of like we are taking as a 0 as a first, but biologically it should become as a last, just because it is first, it is second, and it is third, so this third one should become as a first by logic. Okay, so let's see is this working or not. So let me refresh, and if I press 1, it is coming 1, after that pressing 2, it is coming 2, and after the third it is coming as a third. Okay, I am just refreshing again. Let me press once again 1, 2 and 3. So see, so this is the problem which we have solved. Now the next thing is, like if you see, like only the dollar value is coming, rupees value is not coming, so that calculation we also need to do here. For that what we will do, this is a simple formula, that we will target that rupees will be dollar multiply of 90. Okay, simple and straightforward. We need to do also here, set a variable where we will see that rupees will be dollar multiplied by of 90, just because 90, just because we are taking the 90 INR for $1 US. Okay, so all these things you need to keep in mind, that what are the parameter you are putting, and be consistent accordingly. Okay, so now let's see whether it is working or not. If I press 1, it is changing to 90. What if I press double 1, it is changing to 990. Okay, and if I press 3, it is changing to the 990. Okay, and if I swap it, swap is also working fine. Okay, so this logic is working quite well. Okay, so now what we will do, it we will click on this variable, we will copy it. Okay, and after that we will just simply press the command V. Okay, so by the time I am pressing and changing the values, so you can skip the video. What value I was telling, that you need to change the key press, just because whatever the number we are pressing, it should come as a key pressed value. Okay, so for the time being you can skip, or like you can continue with me, there is no issue with that. And after that, here we need to change it as a 4, we will make it as a 5. Okay, we will also test that whether it is working or not. Sometimes logic behave weird whenever we do some changes. Okay, so let's see it is working fine or not. Okay, so we have changed the all the parameter. Okay, so let's see whether it is working fine or not. So I am just checking with the 2 digit. Okay, so I just press 2. Now it is working fine, 2 and 2. So see, it is working quite fine. Let's see 5 and 6. So guys, now we will work on this back button and this clear button. So like if we wanted to, whenever user enter some amount, but in case he wanted to delete one by one, or he just wanted to clear all the things, all the items, so he can press this clear icon. If he wanted to one by one, he will press the back button. Okay, so that we will try to achieve our next phase. Okay, so let's move to the our prototyping section, and here we will target this button and we will add interactions. So we need to set we need to pass some variables. What we will say that make this input length as a 0. Okay, so whenever user press this, we will immediately change all the input length into the 0. Okay, after that we will say that dollar will be 0. Okay, so what will happen, the dollar will be changed into the 0, and similarly we will say that the rupees will be also changed into the 0. Alright, so 0 will be changed and dollar will be changed to 0, rupees will be changed to 0, input length is reset to the 0. This is done. So this is the basic that is all the basic parameter we have mentioned here. After that, what we will do that whenever user, okay, so one more thing we need to do, but before let's see that is that our interaction working or not. I have just refreshed it, and if I press 1, 2 and 3, I press this clear button, so it is working quite fine. Okay, so let's suppose I have only just 2 digit, I press this clear, it is working fine. Single digit, it is also working fine. Okay, so it is so I have tested that these things are working quite fine. So one thing I just actually forget to implement here. So what was that is like whenever user press 3 times, so what will happen that is 3 so what will happen that our keypad will be changed into the disable state which we had already created here, right? So let's try to implement here. Okay, for that we need to target to input length 2, just because this is the last stage where we will pass the value that if input length is equal to 2, then what will happen that we will say that all the active input will be changed into the false. Okay, and I am moving into the bottom. I don't want it here, I don't want it to be here, that I need to remove, I don't know why it has come here. Let's see whether it is working or not. I press 1 time, 2 times and 3 times. So once I press 3 times, so it will change automatically to the gray. Okay, so just because I wanted to put a limitations that after the 3 no digit will be entered. Okay, so that is, otherwise it will be an infinite loop, which on this particular tutorial I don't wanted to do that. So that is why I just made limitations. Okay, but it's up to you whether you want it or not. You can create it as an infinite. Okay, and if I press this as a clear, it is changing to the 0. Okay, now I need to pass the command to make it as a disable, means all these keypads make them as a disable state or enable state. So here what we will do that if active input is equal to false, then set variable and change this active input as a true. Okay, so we will change it to that. Now let's see, I press 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I press 1, 2, 3. It is not changing it to the 3 or grayscale, just because I only applied this on a 1 digit, one keypad or one. If you remember, I have only applied this on a 1 number. So I have to apply those grayscale command to the all, so that we will see whether it is working fine or not. So I am coming here, I need to apply that set a variable, make this active input as a false. Okay, similarly on a third I will say set a variable input as a false. Okay, after that here I will say set a variable where we will say input as a false. Okay, so I am repeating this task to all the keypads. So by the time you can skip this particular part. Okay, set a variable, make it as a false. Okay, I am repeating this. Okay, so now let's test it. 1, 2, 3. See, so now the functionality is working properly, and once I press this clear button, it will make all the dollar and rupees input field as a 0. Input length also will be changed as a 0, and all these buttons converted into the darker mode, means enable mode. Okay, so now what I am also doing it, I am just changing my this prototype as a into the mobile. Okay, just because I wanted to see a tab section. Okay, so now this clear functionality is working properly fine. Okay, now let's come back to the backspace button, which is a quite typical and tricky part, so you have to be very focused to understand this. Okay, so let's come up here to work on the backspace. Okay, so first of all you need to understand whenever, like when we are trying to add numbers into the input fields, means we are passing the interaction in this particular keypads. We had started from the 0. Okay, so what we had assumed that we are on a 0 stage and we are pushing ourselves to the 0 to 1, 1 to 2 and 2 to 3. Okay, this is that was the basic logic we followed. Okay, so now but in the backspace the things are behave little bit different. Okay, so what will happen that let's suppose in our dollar input field we have 3 items, and these 3 items we wanted to delete one by one. Okay, so you need to understand that if you have 3 items, first the third digit will be deleted, after that the second digit will be deleted, and after that the first digit will be deleted. So by default the first value will be always there. Okay, so in the backspace condition there will be no 0 stage. Okay, there will be always a 1 stage. 1 stage means you are always be stand on a first and a third, second and first. Okay, so there is no 0 stage. Okay, so you need to pass the condition accordingly. Means what I am trying to say is, whenever you pass the condition, you have to tell the input length is equal to 1. If you remember that we started our condition by the input length 0, when we are adding the the keypad's number. Okay, but here the keypad numbers is already there, and the last digit will be always be 1. Okay, so by default it will be always 1, so you have to say that input length is equal to 1, and on this input length 1 we will pass our condition. Then we will say that change this rupees into 0. Okay, change the dollar into 0. Similarly, what you need to tell it, you need to tell that make this type digit 1 as a 0. So if you remember, we stored the value here you see that in the key whenever user press the key press, we are storing this key press into the type digit 1. So type digit 1 is storing the first digit, type digit 2 is storing the second digit, type digit 3 is storing third digit. Okay, so that is why here we are saying that kindly make this type digit 1 to 0. Okay, so this is the first thing which we have applied here. Okay, so let's see whether in a single digit is it working or not. So yeah, it is working quite fine. Okay, so once user press only this one item, it is changing rupees, dollar, input length plus, okay, type digit 1 to changing it into the 0. Okay, so this is the basic thing. Here one more thing we can also apply, that we will change it into the, no sorry, that we will not do just because we wanted to add. So sorry, my bad, we need to move to the next steps. Here now we will target to the second means input length second. So here we will say that if input length is equal to 2, then what will happen, then we will say that our rupees, so here what we will say that whatever the value we have stored in the type digit 2, okay sorry, not rupees, so if you wanted to rupees, so what we will say that make this type digit 1 multiply by 90. Okay, so I will show you what the logic behind of this condition. Let's write other condition first. We are saying the set variable make this type digit 2 as a 0. Okay, so I am moving it to the up. So what we are saying, that whatever the value we have stored in a type digit 2, it will change it to the 0, and after that make this rupees to the type digit 1 multiply by 90. Now the dollar, what will come in a dollar, so dollar will be type digit 1. So now let's focus that how the things are working. Okay, so let's see why we are setting type digit 2 to 0. So if you remember, we are storing type key press, like second time whatever the number user press as a key press, it will store to the type digit 2. So that type digit 2 we wanted to delete, just because we don't want here in this backspace, we don't wanted it, we wanted to delete it. Okay, so that is the logic we are applying here, right? So whatever the second number user type by pressing the key press second time, that we don't want, so we will delete it. But how we will delete? We will say make this type digit 2, whatever the number he pressed, key pressed, and the key press is storing into the type digit 2, we are making this type digit 2 into 0. Okay, simple. After that we will change the dollar, or what we will do, we will say the dollar will be type digit 1. Okay, so in a type digit 1, whatever the number we have stored, like in a single first time user press the key, whatever the number, that will be dollar. Okay, so if you remember here what we said, here you will come the whatever the number user enter first time, that we are storing to the type digit 1. Okay, so that type digit 1 will be come as a dollar value. Okay, so if user pressing one button, so that will come is a $1. Okay, simple. And after that we will say for the rupees, that rupees will be type digit 1 multiply by 90, means this dollar multiply by 90. That is the logic, simple and clean. Okay, so after that what we will do, we will say that input length, we are targeting input length and doing minus. Okay, why we are doing it? Just because you have entered two items. Okay, like I have pressed 1, I have pressed 2. So in the point of view of Figma, in our input dollar input field we have two items. Okay, means input length is 2, right? So now when we are pressing this backspace button, it should be delete only second item. Okay, so we are deleting it, and but we have to tell Figma that input length is also changing to the 1, just because Figma, like we have to tell them how many values right now we have in our container. So we are telling him that kindly remove the number of the item from the container. So one item we are removing from here. Okay, so that is the important part we have to do and keep in mind always. Okay, so that always stores the value, and always remember the how many values you are storing in your container. That is the two things you have to keep in mind whenever you are writing any conditions. Okay, like in terms of logics. Okay, I'm not saying that whenever you are doing an interaction prototype, simple prototype, this is for a basic logics like like conditions logic. Okay, so this is the basic funda you always follow. Okay, after that we will apply the similar condition to the input length third. So if input length is equal to 3, what we will do, we will apply the simpler thing, that we will say that make this type digit to the 0. Okay, after that what we will do, we will say set a variable dollar will be type digit 2. Okay, so dollar will be type digit 2, right? We are saying him that what will be that our dollar value. Okay, how this move here, I'm sorry, why this move, this condition moved here. So what we will say that now the dollar value will be, let's delete it and type again here, that what will be the dollar value will be type digit 1 multiply by 10. Okay, and after that we will press plus icon, plus, and we will do say add the type digit 2. So here what we will have, what is happening here is that if we have like 3 items, so we need to tell him that kindly remove the third digit. Okay, so type digit third means third digit we will delete. So what we will see in the dollar input field, we will see input type digit 1. Okay, multiply by 10. Why we are doing multiply by 10? Just because we wanted to change it into the double digit. Okay, so which we can do similarly, which we did into the adding conditions. Similarly we will do into the minus condition if we wanted to change 3 to 2 items. So for a 2 we are multiply by 10. And why we are doing to the type digit 1? Just because type digit 1 will become always first. Okay, so once user press 1, after that he press 2, after that he press 3. If you wanted to delete, let's suppose we press 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if we wanted to delete third item, we will delete it. So what will be the remain? 1 and 2. So these two items these two items has 2 items in their container. Okay, so like to changing it into the double digit, we have to multiply first item. Okay, so for what is the first item? First item was type digit 1. So thereby we are that is why we are multiply this type digit 1 by 10, and after that we are adding this type digit 2. Simple. Now we will say that our input length will be targeting input length, and we are doing simple minus. Okay, like we have applied the condition for the dollar, we have to also write for the rupees. Okay, which we did here. So now what we will do, we will say that rupees will be type digit 2 multiply by 90. Okay, so let's see whether it is working fine or not. Let's suppose I have pressed 1, 2, 3. So let's keep in mind that what value is coming whenever whatever the item we are entering into the dollar, what values we received in the rupees, okay, column, so that we will once we press the backspace button, we will check that whether it is working, showcasing correct values or not. So if I press 1 as the first time, it is showing 90. In the second time it is showing 990, and third time it is showing 999 If I press this backspace, it should come 990. So now it is not coming 990. So something we did wrong. So we need to check here. Okay. So definitely the conditions we make here wrong. Rupees will be type digit 2. Rupees will be type digit 1. Okay. So here what we are saying, whenever we have 3 items, so we are deleting the third item. So let's make this third digit as a dollar, just because we are now telling the user that our rupees will be dollar multiplied by 90. So whatever the item we have in the dollar column, that will be multiplied by 90. So let's see whether it is working fine or not. I hope it will work. So I have 1, I have 2, I have 3. So in a single it will become 990. Yeah, it is coming 990. If I press again, so it will become 90. Yeah, it is coming 90. And if I press backspace, it is coming properly fine. Also we will press one more condition, that where we will say that active will be true. Okay. So now we will refresh 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So okay, so it is saving the condition. Let's see whether it is working fine or not. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. See, 1, 2, 3. So once I press the backspace button, so I make this 3 digit to double digit. Okay, so once I change it to the double digit, it will automatically make this enable. Okay, so that is the thing we need to also consider. Okay, so that is the basic logic we need to write here. So now what is happening, that we are saying that whatever the value stored, whatever the value we have stored in the dollar, make this rupees multiply of $90. Okay, similar logic we can also write here, like rupees will be dollar multiplied by 90. Result will be same. So let's see that whether it is working fine or not. So I am taking big amount like 7, 540. So now, okay, one mistake I did here is that it should be 7 and it should be 8 and it should be 9. Okay, now let's check. 7 630 630 7020. So 7020 and 630. Okay, coming right. And if I press 3 digit, it is changed to the grayscale. Once I press the backspace, it is coming to the darker black shade. Okay, it means enable state. So see guys, this is the basic tutorial for making a swap currency changer, like whatever the amount, 1 2 1. Okay, sometimes guys what happened, like Figma actually work on a cache based. Okay, so in case you are like pressing backspace and you are pressing this clear functionality, still you can see that sometimes the cache will not cleared in a such a way. That's why he by default stored some of the values in his into the input length. That's why this error will come, like whenever you press one item or two item, it will change it to the disable state. So it was coming that is because Figma have a little bit caches issue. So it will be great. So press always press refresh, so that all the caches will be clear. Okay, so now if you see that all the things are working fine. Okay, sometimes it happens actually. See, it is working quite fine. So this is the basic tutorial for which we have created as a swap currency, where you can where you can switch the position of your currency. You can use the calculator, whatever the amount you will price in the dollar or INR value will be changed. This INR value can be anything, you can change it according to your way. Okay, after that we will try to go further more in detail, where we will see that in case we wanted to change the country, can we changing the country, we will swap the currency accordingly. So actually that changing the currency is not feasible to the Figma conditions, so we will do some basic things like basic prototype, but still I wanted to show you so that you have a better ideas that how you can do that, okay, in a Figma, which we initially was targeting to achieve, okay, like how we can achieve that prototype. Okay, so let's we will meet in our next tutorial video. By the time, kindly share this video and like this video. Also kindly subscribe my channel, just because I wanted to increase my Figma tutorial audience in a wider way, so that everyone should aware the Figma knowledge in a Figma basic things in a detail. Okay, so till then, take care guys.